Welcome to my first YouTube video ever. My name is Melody with an IE at the end, and I decided 2 hours ago, let's start a YouTube channel. I'm an artist. I do art. I have stuff to share. Let's make art more accessible. Someone might find this video interesting. You never know. Plus, I'm self-employed. I have nothing to lose. Today's subject will be um, printing on clothes and just customizing your clothes with a linocut blocks. Disclaimer, English is not my first language. I might butcher some words. Deal with it. So, I wanted to take you along with me for the process. This might be a bit of a chaotic tutorial, or maybe not even a tutorial at all. It's maybe half a tutorial because I don't really know fully what I'm doing, but I kind of know what I'm doing. So I figured I'll share the process. I have my pile of stuff laying around here. Let's start. Where to start? That is the idea. Ideally, you'd want to start with money to spend because that stuff is expensive, but there might be some workarounds or DIYs you can start. But the main things I would say are something to print with, so the block, paint, a tool to roll the paint, a tool to carve the paint, and some clothes you want to customize. So let's start. I have my Christmas box of mystery stuff. I will show you some examples of what I did so far, just so you get an opinion if you want to stay for the video or not. This is a block I printed with my own design. It is a cicada, whatever this is, and I did some test design with it. This is a disgusting shirt. I'm sorry. I did this first design with a tiny little star here. I also did an alternate design. This is cool. This is cool. Well, to me, it's cool, but you can pretty much do any design you want. Either one you drew yourself, you found, whatever you want, guys. These are personally my own design. I'm a tattoo artist also, so I just use my flash design that didn't sold. Here's another project I did with the same design with the cicada, and I also printed one inside the pocket for the surprise of the element of surprise, you know. So like when you go out to take your wallet, when you go out to take your wallet, you can kind of say, there's a cicada in my wallet, you know. So this is the first design I did, but I also carved out another one that I'm really excited to try, which is this big papillon butterfly. This big butterfly design, and I was kind of envisioning it on a shirt, like here or maybe in the back. So let's try that today. But you can kind of, if we start with the printing medium, there's a couple of different ones, cheaper ones, different materials. Here's this one is really thick and it feels rubbery. I'm not sure what this is. It feels almost like those big eraser type of things. This too. And I find that these two print really well. I also did a smaller one with it. You can really start smaller. I would recommend starting with a small design first so you don't get too frustrated. This is another one I did. It's two little fishes. I can show you an example here. But different materials. If you're really crafty, you can kind of DIY it. What I'm using is, I think it's, let me check. Yeah, those, the butterfly one is not linoleum. It just says soft cut printing block. So But I do have some linoleum, and I find that it's harder to work with, but the printing quality seems to be better. I also heard of some people using those big erasers that you can find at like the dollar store. If you don't have a lot of money, that might work. Also, you can take foam blocks. However, I'm not sure. I haven't tested it, so I don't know if it works. But you can totally try with what you have on hand if you don't have a lot of money, because it can get pretty expensive. Okay, now that we have our printing block of choice, you now have to figure out how to put your design onto the block. See, this is easy for me because I'm a tattoo artist and I have a printing machine with stencil sheets laying around. So I just print out my stencil like I would do for a tattoo and then transfer it onto my paper. But it might not be accessible for you like that. I know some people buy transfer papers and then draw the design and transfer it onto it. I also know some people draw directly on it. This is an example of a drawing just handmade. Figure it out, figure something out. Because I'm not that familiar with it. There's tons of different ways you can do it online. Another thing you will absolutely need is your carving tools. This is probably the only thing I would not go DIY with because you might end up hurting yourself. So this is really worth buying. It comes with the handle that you can adjust and put the tip you wanted, and 5 different tips. This is it. And for the paint, I have made some trials and errors for the paint. I first tried to buy a heat set fabric medium that you mix with another type of acrylic. It ended up being really, really too thin. I can show you a result of that here, where I mixed it with thick acrylic paint. It ended up really just being too transparent for my liking compared to the black ink. So I just went and really bought a really pigmented a really pigmented, what's the word, paint type of paint, like fabric paint. I would, if you don't want to go complicated, just buy fabric paint, honestly. I tried the same brand but the white one, and I really, really prefer the result where it's black ink on top of a lighter fabric, because the white one tends to just bleed too much and not be as crisp as I would like. So yeah, take that information and do what you will. This is the thing to roll with. This is the thing to roll with. So is this clear? Am I explaining things the right way? I don't know. Let me know if you know this goes on this. Put paint, put on your fabric. Let's start. I'm bored. Okay, let's start doing some real stuff around. You might also want to have cardboard at hand to put between the 2 layers of fabric so it don't transfer between the fabric layers stuff. Let's try. So let's say I won't do carving today because I already have some carve stuff that I want to try, but you transfer your carving, you start carving away, just start removing the surface. And I can't lie, guys, this is really not the fun part for me, at least, to carve. It takes a long time, and you have to know it's not a perfect process. There's some trial and errors, but just put like a good podcast while you do it and try to get in a good headspace. Maybe deal with your traumas while you do it. But when you're done with the carving, I would recommend trying it on paper first to see if you have some things to adjust. Like you can see here, I had some leftovers that I had to cut after. What did I want to say? I wanted to say an important information. Oh yes, with choosing your design, I would recommend taking into consideration that you have to print it after. So try to go with not too little details, with larger areas that you can transfer the paint to. And you also have to think about the fact that you have to think about the fact that you carve kind of the opposite way. Like you don't just draw this line, you have to carve around it and work kind of in the opposite way that you would be used to on paper. So take that into consideration. The first project I want to try is this jean jacket. I like this jean jacket, but I find it a bit boring to me. I need to have bugs everywhere. So I had the plan to maybe try the print on the back side of it, like here. So this is what we're going to do. Follow along. Um, what did I want to say? Yeah, the desire for me to start, customizing my clothes like that is I was bored. That's the first thing. And also, I'm trying to not buy as much new clothes, just for sustainability. And I'm finding that a lot of clothes I find secondhand are kind of boring to me, and I want to customize them. So this is where the idea came from. Well, I didn't invent the concept, of course. And then I'm also a tattoo artist. I have lots of designs that are already available for me to carve. I might, if that's some kind of interest to you guys, I might make some of my designs and what I'm using available to use for you to carve. Let me know if you would like. Okay, first thing, what I'm doing, I'm setting it up on my cardboard. Although this might not be a type of fabric that really that it bleeds through. I'm trying to set it as straight as possible. There's a bit of a staining action going on like here, but I think with a second wash, it will go away. Hopefully. I'm kind of not sure if I want to put the print here more on top of it or lower. I might do lower actually, because since I have long hair, I don't know. Yeah, I think I'll do it lower here because there's some kind of stitch here that might compromise the design. This is really perfect to me already because I have stitches to guide me to as to where the middle of the where to print. I know, okay, this is like the middle of it. So now I'll do the next step, which is transfer the paint. And you really do not need a lot of paint. Actually, you can, like, this will go a really long way. Although it cost me like 17 bucks Canadian, you can totally do a lot with it. So what I do is I find a non-porous thing that's flat, and this totally works because it's the uh, same this as my this. Oh my god, I cannot speak English today. However, okay. Next step, I take the paint and I'm going to show you how much I put. It's really not a lot. I did not clean that last time, so hopefully it won't affect it too much, but like just that. And this might be a lot. This might be too much. We will see. So let's close it. And you really want to distribute the paint evenly on your brush. You don't want too much paint, but you don't want not too much. So this is really finding balance. Imagine you're in a Zen garden, just pulling the sand in every direction. The sand is really not moving how you want it to move. Get a bit aggressive with it. Okay, the sand is doing what you want it to do a little bit. Don't yell at the sand. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. Okay, my thing is fully saturated. So I'm ready to transfer it onto my design. I'm going to show you that. So are you seeing? Yeah. Okay. So you really don't want a thick layer of it. I think this is enough. And you don't want to press too hard on your design because you might cover the little, what, well, lines you don't want to get saturated. You only want to cover this design. If you press too hard, it might transfer on this part. And I usually like to, wait, I'm using my iPad. I like to do it on a flat surface. So if you have a surface that's not flat, it might bend and you might not saturate it where you want it to. So on a flat surface, start really small, like just, you see what it's doing. Are you seeing? Really just transfer slowly the paint on it. And I usually do a couple of passes, of dipping and transferring it just so it's really well saturated with paint. How is your day going? I have a client in like 45 minutes, so I have to be kind of fast. I have like a break in between my clients where I might be able to do some more paint thing. I take my words back. I would need more than what I put, so. But I like to do like a small dot at a time and just go up from there so I don't waste too much paint. Also keep in mind that I'm doing a pretty large design, so if you do a smaller one, you might need not that much paint. So, what did I want to say? I wanted to say something else. I keep forgetting. Oh yeah, I wanted to talk to you guys about the paint experiment I did for this project. I find that you have to, unfortunately, it's hard to DIY the paint if you want a quality result because the paint has to be really saturated for it to transfer well, and you have to be patient with it. Like, this is the two things I would recommend not going cheap with would be the paint and your carving tool. And then, I do like, this material is not linoleum, so I do more passes to saturate it well, because with the linoleum, I find that the printing quality is higher. I'm from Quebec, by the way. Like, I already do TikToks and stuff, but mostly in French. And I said, let's be vulnerable. Let's film in English and hope that my mom, my family, and my friends don't bully me. I don't know why I'm saying that. They wouldn't do that, just, I'm insecure sometimes when I speak in English. I do get clients that speak English and I'm always like, I'm so sorry for finding my words all the time. People are nice about it though. I'm sorry. Why am I saying sorry that much? I'm not insecure. I'm not insecure. And I don't know, this is my first video, and sometimes I get ideas, like, I want to do a YouTube video about this, and then I don't do it, so this is the day that I finally do it. I might do videos about tattoos, but maybe not, since I talk about it so much on my TikTok, and since it's my job. I might focus on sharing other aspects of it, like the mental part of being an artist, like all the challenges that come with it. I'd like to talk about, or just share creative stuff. I don't know, you don't know me. You might know me if you subscribe. or if I decide to do more videos. Are you entertained? Okay, this is a part where I would feel confident in transferring the design. Yeah, I'm feeling confident about it. And you know, since I already placed stencils with tattoos during the day, I would be pretty confident in just winging it. Just being. Let's stop talking. Okay, so we have the surface. We have the surface. We have the design. I will try my best to do it as straight and centered as possible. So this looks good to me. And the thing is, you want to not just, you don't want to just do and leave it. You want to really, you want to talk to it. You want to pat it in the back, really transfer it well, really press well, evenly. You know, I'm kind of doing whatever, but you get what I'm saying. You want it to transfer well. So yeah, you want to press it. You don't want to move it too much because it might smudge the design, but you really want to get in there. You know, get in there. It might be your daily workout too. You know, it's pretty hard on the arm. You know, you could do it with a dumbbell. You know what I'm saying? Like rep and you spread. Rep and you spread. You could do squats while doing it, like that. You could do RDLs. You could do it at the gym. You could totally do this at the gym. I'm sure of it. You know, really optimize your time here. If it ends up being a fail, I will be genuinely embarrassed if it ends up not coming out good. Because I find that the more porous type materials compared to the plasticky stuff tend to transfer better and do nicer prints, and with the plasticky material you have to work around it a bit more, even fill it out after. Oh my god. I think it's I think we have something. Are you ready? You have to be close to see that. Ooh. Okay. Okay, we're kind of okay. I'm satisfied with it. It could be a bit darker. I might come back in with a brush and fill this out, but I'm really I'm pleased with what we have. I like it. Okay, let's try it on. I said let's try it on, but you do have to let it dry a little. This says on the box, it says nothing. It says no heat set needed, water cleanup. So with this specific type of paint, you just let it dry and then you do a regular cycle in the wash. I would assume this is what I did for the other fabric and it worked. Easy. This is why I think it's easier definitely to just buy a good type of paint, because with this mixer that you mix with other stuff, you do have to heat set it. So you have to take a dryer, do stuff, or just like apply heat to it for a good like 5 minutes, which is an extra step. If you're willing to do it, no problem. I just don't like doing it. You know, if I can skip a step, I will skip a step. So this is what we have. Oh my god, guys. Oh, look at this. Okay, I think it's cool. Are you seeing it? I'm not. But are you? This is really cool. I might have gone even larger with it if I could have. Or I really like it. Just like that. I might just give it a chance for a couple of weeks and see if I add anything to it. Like if I do another print of a butterfly or another bug, I might eventually you know, do different prints. I think that would be interesting. But just for now, I think this is really cool. And I will give you a couple more ideas with other clothes I did, just if you need inspiration on where to put your design. I also did a design on a pair of jeans, so a lighter jeans. Did I show you that already? No, that was the shorts. I also did a design on the back pocket and on the front with two cicadas. But one of my friend took my wait. One of my friend customized her jeans with my block print, and she did it on the side of it, like the right here, which was really really cool. You could also do, I was envisioning this, you know, if you have a higher rise type of jean, maybe doing some kind of tramp stamp with it would be really really cool. You could also customize the belt with a smaller design, like let's say with, if you do a little star, you could kind of print it all over the place, or just do like a repeating pattern of a smaller one here. You can really do a lot with it. I was also thinking on a larger, looser fitting t-shirt like this one. It would be cool to do some here on the armhole. I'm so sorry. On the armhole, you could do like a printing design, or even just one over here would be cool. You know, kind of mixing and matching. Just some ideas. Yeah. So I think I will end the video because I have to prepare my station to tattoo my client. But let me know what you think. If you think something is missing, should I do a follow-up video? I will do a follow-up video with all my different... Sorry, I just got distracted. I forgot to mention, if you have leftover ink, you can do prints with it. I also did prints with it. You can do a lot of stuff. Yeah. Another thing that I worked on is print. Guys, with a regular printer, I bought some secondhand books, ripped the pages, and printed directly my design onto it. And then you can put it on your wall. Another example. So you can... I will end the video now because I will not stop and I have to go. But let me know if you enjoyed the video, and see you next time.